So apparently, we just jumped ahead 2 days before the weddings. I thought we still had like 2 weeks with the couples before we got to the end, but we're rushing through it now. We got to see all the couples go on a final date together, the Bachelorette party, and then we got to see the start of Damien and Giannina's wedding. Let's just kind of walk through the whole episode. I know I've been looking at each couple one on one, but this one was a little more split up. Everybody was more separated. So let's just go through the whole episode. So everybody starts with their own little date. Damien and Giannina go on a helicopter ride, come back. They have a personal chef to cook them dinner, and it seemed like a great little date. Then we had Lauren and Cameron who went out to the woods. They had this cool treehouse in the woods and they got to spend the night together. It seemed kind of awesome. I was actually a little bit jealous of them. I kind of want to do that, even though like I'm not a camper kind of person. I'd much rather just stay in the city. It just looked kind of awesome. Kenny and Kelly had a date on a dock, and I was worried that the waves were going to start splashing up on them because you could see the other docks were all wet, and they were just sitting right on the dock. And I was just like, I wasn't even listening to what they were saying. I was just like, at any moment, they could just get flooded with freezing cold water. Then we had Mark and Jessica. They had a date, and they just looked like they were just outside being cold. Like that was all we saw was just them looking cold, and that was it. Amber and Barnett went for a little camping trip, which was kind of cool. And guess that's it. Let's move on to the Bachelorette and Bachelor party. Might as well just start with the Bachelorette party. I thought that was kind of a little crazier than the Bachelor party. I mean, immediately they had a stripper, and the girls seemed to be getting really into it and getting really into the booze. We see Amber like talking to the camera about how crazy she is about Barnett, just absolutely hammered. We had this weird moment between Jessica and Amber where Jessica's like, just so you know, I'm not going to steal your guy. And Amber just like very politely is just like, and if you did, I would murder you. If you ever tried to take him, sweetie, I would ruin your life. And then they kissed at the end of their conversation, which seemed very weird to me. I guess if Jessica can't get directly to Barnett, she's going to have to take different avenues, and her new strategy is going after Amber. We also had a little bit of a bombshell from Kelly. Everything seemed like it was good between Kenny and Kelly, and then she says on the Bachelorette that she's not really that attracted to him, and it's just one of those things that where like you're being filmed, and you know that if you marry this person that they're going to be able to watch this back at one point in time, and you have to live with having said that forever. And I just didn't like seeing that, and it raised questions over whether or not they were going to get married. I think that was about all the highlights from the Bachelorette party. So let's move on to the Bachelor party. There was no strippers or anything here. It's just all the guys at kind of, it was an art gallery, but also a casino, I guess. And there wasn't really any drama there. It just seemed like everybody was having a good time. Still feels like all the guys, their friends and families, are questioning the whole process, which I mean is understandable. It's not really typical to get married within a month of meeting somebody. But if someone you love and care about is going through this and is going to get married to somebody on very short notice, do your best to support that person. Like if you truly feel like there are some major red flags that they're overlooking after fully understanding the situation, sure, express your concerns, but don't just poo poo on the whole thing right out of the gate. Like, come on. Let's skip ahead now. Let's get to the Damian and Giannina start of their wedding. We get to see, it looks like Damian's family is still not there, which made me a little sad. They refused to meet Giannina, and I just, can you imagine your parents just not coming to your wedding, that would just break your heart. He did have a few of his friends there. Gina and Giannina has a bunch of her friends, all her family there, and like there's still a little bit of doubt there. Giannina seems like she's come around, but Damien is not so fully on board. Seems like he has questions about, with how volatile their relationship has been. Like, is it the right decision to get married? And we get to see Giannina walk down the aisle. We see the start of their vows. Giannina says yes, and then they ask for Damien's response, and he seems unable to give one. So I don't know what the outcome of that is. In the previews, we saw a bride running away, and it looked very similar location-wise to where Damien and Giannina were getting married. So I'm a little concerned about what his answer is. But I guess that's it for this week. Next week, we'll wrap this whole show up. I've had a blast watching it. I've had a blast recapping it. And it's kind of a shame that it's only 3 weeks. So I have no idea how many episodes we get next week, since we're already into the weddings. And looking forward to it. And thanks for watching. We'll see you later.